Here we go. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Come have a seat. Oh, yeah. So I have a girlfriend who I love. I love all you guys. I really do. I don't say it lightly. Anyway, she is very, very bright. She has all kinds of credentials and she's worked very hard in the business world and she's great. But she likes to critique everybody. And it can be a little off-putting sometimes, and she has no idea. So she was telling me she went to a talk that her girlfriend gave, and after the talk, she had a whole list of points of how it could be better. So I said to her, did your girlfriend ask you for some advice? And she said no. And then we talked about the quality of truth. Her truth is, it could be better, and she knows how it would be better. But her friend's truth is going to be different because truth is a personal kind of thing. I honestly saw, I honestly felt, and that's their truth. But truth change, not only from person to person, but within ourselves all the time. And we have to be very careful to know the difference between truth, right, and fact. Facts are few, truths are many. So I said to her, if your girlfriend didn't ask, you might want to step back and allow your girlfriend to do it her own way. And I think my girlfriend, well, she doesn't always listen to me, but her husband, I guess, also mentioned that. And she did step back. And it's hard for her. She's going to have to learn, and she has learned, she's amazing, how to really change our habits. And our habits are deep. You know, we don't look at them because they're our habits. But maybe look at yourself and notice how we're putting our ray of truth, our vision of truth on somebody else, and see if we can step back and say, yeah, that's the way they dress, or that's the way they see it, right? So sit up tall, roll your shoulder blades down your back, good. Scoop the bottom of your heart forward, lift your chest, lift your heart. Close your eyes, and I want you to take a big breath in. Inhale, knowing you're you and protecting your own truth. That's okay. It's wonderful. That's what makes you you. But then when you exhale, you're going to allow others just to do it their own way. What they find beautiful, that's their beautiful, right? And then start to find your own breath in, maybe with a hint of a smile. Keeping your belly slightly engaged. Notice if you can release any tension in your hips and lengthen your spine long, as if the crown of your head is reaching up to the sky. Take 2 more breaths here as I let in Roberta. I know this is on recording. And then very slowly open your eyes to allow yourself to notice what you're thinking. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, big and full. And now you're going to cross your right wrist in front of your left. You're going to flip your palms, interlace your fingers. Bend your elbows, take your elbows back, your shoulder blades down your back, and extend your arms long. Really long, really long. And then you're just going to reach over to the right. And come back to center. Inhale. Oh, and then exhale. Pressing your right hand against the left, all the way to the right. And inhale through center. And exhale to the right. Oh, and inhale to center. Are you moving with your breath? Are you grounded so that you can be like those trees with the deepest roots, knowing you are safe and comfortable in your own skin, in your own truth? And you don't have to do it on anybody else, right? All the way over the right. And all the way back to center and release. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers with your palms up, open your heart, and find a little forward fold here, not too much. We're not warmed up, not even a little. Good. Get a nice stretch in your low back and your shoulders. And find the back of your head, let your back of your head lead the way and come all the way up. Now you're going to take your left wrist in front of your right, slip your palms, interlace your fingers, soften your elbows so you can take the upper arm bones back and your shoulder blades down your back. And then keeping the shoulder blades down your back and hug together, then you extend your arms. And now you're going to press to the left. Exhale and inhale. So the inner winds are calm. And this is the place where we can come to our, as we've come to know, another word we call vrittis in Sanskrit. In English, it's called chatter. Yeah. And we just listen to that chitter chatter in our head until we come to our highest self, our best decision, right? For us. All the way over to the left. Oh, yeah. And all the way up and release. Oh, yeah. Good. Now, once again, take your hands behind your back, lift your heart. Inhale, back to center, all the way up. Now your arms should be nice and warm, your shoulders warming. Now you're going to twist, keeping a nice long spine. First, look over your right shoulder. Yeah, and then all the way back to center. And all the way to your left, long spine. So we're going to take a nice, deep, long breath today. This is a yoga practice today. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Oh, yeah. And come back to center. Good. Now you're going to take your right hand to the earth. Take your left hand over your head towards your right ear. And you're simply going to tip your ear, your left ear to your left shoulder. And I want you to reach into your right fingertips, getting a nice stretch in the right side of your neck and shoulder. Breathing into it. Good. And then make your way back to center. And you're going to change sides, taking your right hand around your head to your left ear and all the way over. Oh, nice and soft. Good. And inhale back to center. So we're going to come right into our core just a little bit, just to get everything warmed up. So the stronger our core, the more connected our poses are going to be. So I want you to tip the top of the pelvis back. I'm holding on to my knees. Now you can also take your hands, your fingertips to the earth, and you're going to come all the way up. And you're going to tip the top of the pelvis back. So this is where the movement is happening, but it's going to all connect to your core. And then you're going to come all the way up to center. And exhale. Back. And inhale up. Let's warm all this, the core complex of our body up. This is the beginning. And all the way back. And all the way up. Oh, yeah. And back. And up. Good. And come all the way back. Now you can take your arms in front of you. You can lift your knees, lift your chest, lift your chest just a little bit. But I want you to lift your legs a little bit. Maybe keep your knees bent or extend. And this is very classic. This is a boat pose. 5 breaths here. Can you just breathe into it? Now you can bend your knees. You can keep your toes on the earth. But just find a few breaths here. It's in that place in the quiet that we can really hear the chatter, the vrittis, our thoughts. And then make your way back to center. And then you're going to tip the top of the pelvis back, coming all the way to the earth. Ah, yes. Walking your shoulder blades together. You're going to walk your hands and your feet in just a little bit. Lift and spread your toes. I want you to take your toes wide to the earth. And then you're going to lift your hips. Now I walk my shoulder blades together, walk my feet back, lift up so that there's a nice line from your neck all the way to your past your thigh bones to your knees. The weight is on your shoulders, not on your neck. And you're simply going to lower just a little bit and squeeze, lifting your core, your pelvic floor, your glutes, and squeeze and lift. Inhale and exhale into it. Take a full yoga breaths. Good. And get it, a squeeze in there. So we're going to start to establish some muscle memory in your pelvic floor, your core, your glutes. Right. And 6, 5, exhale. 4, nice calm breath. 3, 2. Good. It's when you move slowly and quietly and hold that quiet space. Hold it, hold it, hold it. You can breathe deep. It can be a little scary, right? And then slowly, you're going to roll one vertebra at a time, all the way down to your sit bones. Good. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, opening up your right hip. And then take your left knee towards your chest, hugging either your left shin or your left thigh bone. Doesn't matter. You can lift your chest. You can flex your right ankle that's closest to your nose and release your left ankle. Just release it and getting a huge stretch in your hips right to start with. Now, big full breath here. This is going to feel really good. This is Monday morning yoga. Yeah. And then extend your left leg long, release your head to the earth if you lifted it, and get a nice extension there, keeping the right thigh bone reaching away from your chest. Keep the left thigh bone pressing forward, but you're holding it towards you and pressing it down, getting a little deeper stretch in your hip flexors. Yeah. And a nice breath into that. Ooh, yeah. Extra yummy. Staying in your lane is not always easy, but once we start making that a habit, it gets to be a habit, right? Bend your left knee and release. Oh yeah. Let's just go right to changing sides, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh. Take your right knee in towards you and either grab the back of your thigh or your right shin. Flex your left ankle and release your right ankle. Yeah. Keep your left thigh bone away from you and just hug in. You can lift your chest, getting into the core, taking the top of the pelvis back, getting a nice connection in your low back towards the earth. And breathe into it really deep. And watch those thoughts, those ritties that chatter in your head. Yeah. Then extend your right leg nice and long, keeping your thigh bone forward. Release your head to the earth. And just squeeze it in as the thigh bone resists away from you and down to the back of your hip. Big stretch here. Oh, yeah. I love that breath. I love the way that feels. I hope you do too. So this is going to be for our full body today, as it is on Monday. And release. Now keep your feet wide as your mat. Keep your arms to T, and you're simply going to drop your knees to the right. So your left knee is not going to come quite to the earth, but you want to kind of aim it that way from your outer left hip. Right? Then come back to center and drop to the left. And now your right knee is not going to come to the earth, but you're going to use your right hip to reach it that way. And then come back to the center and exhale to the right. Like windshield wipers, take a big inhale, your center, and then exhale to the left. Using your breath, that big full breath, as your way of doing things, right? Breathing into it. We're just going to take one more right and left, really deep and full. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, yeah. And back to center. And draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll your ankles. Yeah. We're going to do one more thing here. Now, coming back to the earth with your head, you're going to keep your knees up and over your hips. And you're going to lift your shins, if it's available, parallel to the earth, like a tabletop. I could put a tray of cookies there. Now you're going to take your hands and press your thigh bones away from you. But your thigh bones are going to resist back. So the power, the energy, the muscular energy is totally inside a whole world inside of us. Our world is inside of us, really. And the way we think, the way we feel is unique to us. So take the thigh bones, press them back. Your hands are pressing forward. The resistance is getting into the pelvic floor, the belly. But you're just going to keep a nice, calm, deep breath. No matter how effortful. Good. And release. Draw your knees to your chest. Oh, yeah. I like to roll my ankles. I get a lot of gas in my hips. I'm kind of vata imbalance, so I'm always getting the gas out. All right. I want one more thing here with your tabletop, knees above your hips. You're going to take your hands to your outer thighs. You're going to press your thigh bones in. I want you to feel that. And the thigh bones are going to press wide. You're going to find resistance here. So your shins, your thigh bones all stay parallel. I want you to check that out. You can even lift your chest if you'd like to. So you get into your core. But you're going to press your hands in and press the thigh bones wide. And your legs are mirror images of each other. But your breath stays calm, even though your mind is going to say, this is hard. Yeah. Just breathe into it, because this is where the work is, right? Just like life. Yeah. Good. Oh, nice work. Now cross your shins, roll back and forth on your spine. Come all the way through seated, and then you're going to take your hands forward and make your way to table pose, hands and knees. I'm just going to come back onto my mat. Now here we are. Shoulders are hugged together. Belly is back. And then make your way into a cat cow. Exhale. And inhale. Oh, getting right into your shoulders. Exhale. Because now we're going to work on those shoulders. Inhale. Oh, yeah. Exhale. Take those big hip circles back. Keep your hands where they're at. Just so you can just see if you can just reach your hips back. We're going to obviously do this again, but just know where you're starting. Come in the opposite direction because your hips should be nice and warmed up already. Make your way back to the table and extend your right leg back behind you, your left arm forward, right? And you're simply going to tap with your toes and lift, tap and lift. So this is to get into not only your core, actually it's primarily your right glute, but I want you to think of it as your core because the glute has to move, right? And tap and lift. Inhale and exhale. So you're doing it with a yoga breath. Inhale and exhale. And 8, 7, slow. 6, slow. 5. 3. So just enough time for your mind to start to think. Now you're gonna just kind of pulse them up, your right leg and your left arm, just pulse and pulse. And 8, 7, 6. Keeping that calm breath. Good. Now bend your right knee like you're kicking your right bum. And you can reach your left hand towards your foot. You don't have to grab it. Lift your right thigh bone up. If you can find your foot, keep your right heel on the right side of your body. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Press your foot back, but keep your right thigh bone lifted. And breathe into it. Really calm. Even though it might be a little scary and you want to get out of it. Can you stay here? Can you breathe deep? Good. All the way back to center. And back to table. Now extend your right leg out to the right. Good. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. Take your right hand down, the right leg, reach all the way over. Oh yeah. And inhale to center and to the left, either on a block or on the floor or just hover and reach over. Oh yeah. Take that whole inhale to come up and a whole exhale to come over. Notice the experience. Now keep your right foot really grounded to the earth. It might move forward and back, but it's not moving up away from the earth. It's connected. Inhale and exhale. Yeah. And inhale and exhale. And inhale all the way back to center. Now you're going to take your hips back. Sit your hips back and reach your heart forward. And then take your hands to the earth. Good. Now you're going to take your hips back just a little bit more. Reach your arms forward and soften your chest and your forehead to the earth. This is going to be a big stretch in your hips. And breathe into it. Lift your armpits. Oh yeah, get a big stretch here. Good. And then all the way back to center. And I want you to walk your hands under your shoulders, like your top part of your body's in dog. Yeah. Then you're going to come into a deep twist, reaching your right arm all the way up, but the left ribs open it up. You always have your right hand in your peripheral vision. And then you're going to thread the needle, taking your right arm under your left armpit, reach your right shoulder towards the earth. It's not going to come to the earth. That's not where we're going. And you're going to continue all like this. Inhale. Just continue like this. Inhale. Hold one. Exhale, the entire exhale. And 2 more. Big and full. Notice how slow you can move. Inhale. Good. Then take your right hand back to the earth. This time you're going to extend your left arm all the way up. Bend your left elbow, flip your palm away from you, and then maybe you can reach your left hand towards your right waist or your right thigh bone. Keep the left shoulder back. Open up your heart towards the left, rolling your right ribs towards the left, and just take a few breaths here, staying in a space that might be not so comfortable, but breathe right into it. Right. Left shoulder back. This is for your shoulders too. Good. And then all the way back to center. Ooh, yeah. Now extend your left leg forward, flexing your front left ankle. Now the right outer hip draws back. You're widening the toes of your right foot. Soften your heart towards your right thigh bone. So I want you to exhale into it. Close your eyes and listen. Inhale, come out of it just a bit. Exhale slowly into it. Take a few more breaths just like this, just knowing you're having this experience. And inhale. Exhale. Take another one, inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to step into your right foot and circle your arms all the way up, coming into your right hip, and then all the way back. But a big, long breath. Exhale into it. Inhale, extend up. Yeah. And exhale back. And inhale up. Oh, yeah. And exhale back. And inhale up. Oh, yeah. And then come into center, stepping into your right foot. Take your left hand to the earth and come into a deep twist now, a little bit freer so you can really lean back. Lift the left waist up into your right. Exhale, take your right hand to the earth and soften your heart, soften your elbows. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And you're taking that whole breath. Can you really listen to the breath? Focus your mind on your breath. This is how we train it, not to be all over the place. We call those chitta-vrittis. They're like monkeys in the zoo. Let's calm. Let's take one more, really focusing on the breath. A big inhale. Deep exhale. And take your hands to the earth on either side of your front right foot. Come onto the tiptoes of your back left foot. Lift and lower your hips. And just a nice stretch here. Good. Now you're going to step your left foot slightly forward and press your feet down, lengthening both legs long. Good. Press your feet down and come up. Now you can walk your hands up your front right side and come all the way up. Yeah, right outer hip is back. Circle your arms all the way up. Good. Now you're going to take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Now there's a tendency to want to take your low ribs forward. I want you to take the low ribs back. Low ribs back. Belly back. And with the low ribs drawing back, I want you to see if you can fold into the space, aiming your heart towards your right knee. Doesn't matter. Maybe lifting your arms up over your back. There's a little balance component here. Breathing into it. Noticing your breath. And you're going to take a few breaths here. Good. Release your hands to the earth. Inhale. And then exhale, step all the way back to plank. Oh yeah. Gotta get in, do some planks. Okay. Now you're going to soften your knees towards the earth and take your hips back. Exhale. I want you to take that whole exhale back. Feel your belly, your pelvic floor. And then inhale, come back to plank. Slowly exhale, take the whole breath all the way back. And then inhale, forward. Exhale. Inhale. So your vrittis are going to say, oh, I hate this. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. And you're just going to focus on your breath. Good. Just focus on that breath. Now you're going to lower your knees to the earth. Widen your knees. Take your hips back and make your way into a child pose. Yeah. The vrittis, the thoughts, the chatter is going to get loud. And the loudest voice is our ego voice, our fearful voice. We don't have to listen to her. That's not who we are, right? My truth can be different than your truth. That's good. And then make your way back to center. Good. Now you can extend your left leg back, your right arm forward. Belly's up, Shoulder blades are hugged together. And you're going to just tap your left toes to the earth. Exhale. But you're going to do it in such a way that you're moving with the breath. We're not moving fast. We're just moving with our breath, with the yoga breath. Exhale. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 'And now, even as we pulse our right arm up and our left leg up, we're going to breathe really slow. Maybe 3 little pulses per inhale and 3 little pulses per exhale. Good. Then hold it. Bend your left knee. Take your right hand towards your left foot or bind, doesn't matter. As long as your left heel is aiming to the left sit bone, lift the left thigh bone up, reach your heart forward. A nice stretch here. Breathing into it, however you do it. See if you can keep your breath calm and deep. Good. Then all the way back to the balance. Through table, extending your left leg out to the left. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. Nice and tall, yeah. Left arm down the left side of your body. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right, however you do it. Your truth is different than mine. Right, inhale. The only thing we have to deal with is the law of gravity here, right? That's the law. Karma, that's another law, right? Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, and inhale. And exhale. Oh, and all the way back to center. Now you're going to take your hips back just a bit, like you're sitting back in a chair, and your heart forward, your arms forward. Take your hands to the earth and just soften your heart, your chest, keeping your hips back behind your knees somewhere. And breathe into it, checking in with that deep, quieting breath, that Ujjayi breath. Good. Then coming back like you're in table with your hands, but your left leg still out to the left. You're going to lift your left arm up, coming into a pretty deep twist, leaning back, lifting the right waist up. And then you're going to thread the needle, taking your left arm under your right armpit, right? And come back up. Inhale, find your deepest. So you're going to take big, full breaths. There's plenty of time to find your deepest effort. It's effortful to change our habits, guys. First, you have to identify it. Then you have to feel it and just breathe into that and make a concerted effort. And once you do it a few times, it becomes, you remember. Good. Take 2 more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Big and full, right? Notice how it gets bigger and bigger every time. Like a habit, right? Good. Now take both your hands to the earth. Now you're going to lift your right arm up. This is really hard. You're going to roll your palm up, bend your right elbow, taking your right hand behind you, maybe towards your thigh bone or your waist, and open up your heart. Open it up and just take a few breaths here. Calm, deep breaths. And release. Good. Now extend your left leg in front of you. Shouldn't have to move like I did. Just move your left leg in front of you. Taking the left outer hip back. And now exhale. Make sure it's from the top of the pelvis. Your belly's back. Your pelvic floor is lifted. Exhale that full yoga breath. Inhale, close your eyes. Slightly come out of it. And then exhale back into it. And take a few breaths just like that. Good. Now step into your left foot and circle your arms all the way up, getting a nice stretch in your hips. Your arm bones are back. And then exhale back. Get that whole exhale. Find that edge into that whole inhale. Oh, yeah. And all the way back. All the way up. Good. Shall we take one more? That's one more. And all the way back. Then stepping into your left foot, take your right hand to the earth and open it up, lifting the right waist up, lean back. Exhale your left hand to the earth and soften your elbows. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back. How deep can you get? You decide. Open it up, roll your right waist, lean back, take a whole breath. Close your eyes where you can, so you can really go inside and listen. Exhale your left hand to the earth on either side of your left foot. You're going to come onto the tiptoes of your back right foot, lifting and lowering your hips. Yeah? Then you're going to step your right foot just slightly forward and out towards the right. Lengthen both legs long. Pressing both your feet down, you can walk your hands up your left thigh or just come all the way up. Circle your arms up. You should be nice and tall. Yeah. Left outer hip back. Now you're going to take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, lift your heart, and with both legs long, nice long spine, all the way. Oh yeah. You can lift your arms up off your back, breathing into the space. Oh, I'm getting a little tippy here. Take another big full breath here. Then exhale, release your hands to the earth. Stepping into your left foot, you're going to step your right foot forward, just wide of your left. And inhale, look halfway up. Press your feet down. Really reach your heart forward. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Now press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, palms together to your heart center and release. Now you're going to widen your feet wide, taking your toes out and come into a wide plie, I suppose. I don't know, maybe it's too. Okay, thigh bones back, knees are tracking over your second toes. Check that out. Your knees are not past your ankles. Okay, so you might need to adjust your stance. Right elbow back, so your heart is open. That's the big inhale. So we're going to do this in a yogic way. It's all about the breath. Whole inhale, and then the exhale is a whole exhale as you reach forward. Like you're moving through molasses. You're moving through a sweetness. Big inhale, big exhale. And you really get that reach. You get to sit. You get the whole thing in your glutes, your core. Faster is not better. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. Maybe a few more. Slowly establishing the rhythm of your breath. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And all the way back. And release, coming into nice long legs, noticing your right shoulder further back, taking a breath. And back into that lovely squat. Well, warrior two, second position, left shoulder back, right shoulder is going to stay back. And with a big exhale, you're going to reach to the right. And inhale. And exhale. This is going to fix any alignment messes up that you did over the weekend. If you did something that might be a little messed up, this you should do it for not only your hips, but your shoulders. Make sure you're taking the whole breath. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. Shoulder blades are hugged together. Slow exhale. Two more. That's it. Inhale. Last one. And all the way back. Now come back to center. Notice how you're standing. Shake it out. Take a deep breath. All right. So now come to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Utkatasana. Circle your arms up. You are fierce warriors, all of you. You have your courage, you have strength, you have smarts. You're here. Exhale and twist to the right. Keep your left hip back and opening it up in any way you choose. Oh, yeah. Inhale back to center. Everything's warm. Exhale the other way. Find your way. Use the breath, right? Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Make sure your feet are parallel. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. Step back, never jump. And lower, however you choose. Making your way into a cobra or an up dog. Oh, yeah. And exhale, down dog. Come onto your tiptoes. Now reach your heels towards the earth. Lift, lift, lift. Right into the belly. Back to the earth. Inhale now, just lift your right leg up behind you, nice and long. Exhale, step your right foot forward, come right into warrior one. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. It's going to feel really weird. So with every exhale, you're going to soften into it. With every inhale, you're going to lift outer arm bones back. Maybe you'll fire up the left inner thigh. Notice how hard that is. Now right into warrior two. I'm going to move so you can see me. Make sure your right toes are out to the right. And you're going to roll your shoulder blades down your back. And get right into warrior two for 5 breaths. Exhale. Lengthen your spine long. Shoulder blades are still down your back. Notice the vrittis, notice the chatter. Now you're going to take your right forearm to your right side. Pressing your forearm down, you're going to lift the right waist up. And you can take your left arm over your left ear or out to the left. This depends on your shoulder. But you can lift the right waist. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can take your right hand to the earth. It works for, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay, take a few breaths. You know to listen to your body. Good. We've been preparing our body for this. Can you stay calm? Can you keep your breath calm? Good. Now take your hips back. Come all the way to long legs and all the way back up. So now we're going to get ready for a triangle, softening both your knees. And you're going to dip. Now come back up, guys. I want you to lift your right ribs up and over an imaginary counter or ball. Your right ribs lift up and over. And notice with that extra length, how you might get into a deeper triangle pose, and you're going to stay here for a few breaths. Take your left hand to the earth, step back to plank, and either come right to dog or feel free to take a half vinyasa. This gets a nice stretch in your low back. Oh yeah, so good. Maybe you can check on your heels, make sure they can come towards the earth, releasing any tension you feel there. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, nice and long. Exhale, step your left foot forward. And we're going to step right into warrior one and stay here for about 5 breaths. Your left outer hip is back. Good. Your right knee is forward, but you can still see your left knee is forward, but you can still see your left toes. Check that out. Fire up that right inner thigh. Outer arm bones back. 5 breaths. Yeah, it's hard. And right into warrior two. So you shouldn't have to move like I do. And you're going to adjust your warrior two and take a break when you need one. And your shoulder blades are back. You're going to breathe right into that. Arm bones back. Yeah. Good. Now you're going to take your left forearm to your left thigh, lifting the left waist. So the left ribs will lift into the right. And you can take your right arm wherever it goes. Your right shoulder is going to be different than your left. Get deep in your hips. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can take your left hand to the earth or to a block and breathe a few more breaths here. Now take your hips back, straighten both your legs long, come all the way up. Good, so your hips are back, your legs are long. You're going to reach your left ribs up and over an imaginary ball to come into your triangle on the left. So we've twisted, we've gone forward and back. This is a side bend on the left, big time. And you're breathing and focusing on your breath. Good. Take your right hand to the earth. Step back to plank. Come back into dog or take a half vinyasa first if you choose. Oh yeah. Into down dog. Oh, and take a few breaths here. So good, so good. Thank God for yoga. Okay, now you're going to heel toe your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Coming into a deep forward fold. My youngest child cannot do this, my son. Yeah, we can do this. This is really good. However you fold, this is important. Then press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up and come back. All right. So we're going to come into one balancing pose now that everything is calm. So let's stand tall, close your eyes, feel the four corners of both your feet reach to the earth, lift and spread your toes, take them back to the earth. Check in with your big, full, deep breath. Good. Now, you could have a wall or a piece of furniture. You're going to soften your knees. And you're going to maybe come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Maybe you'll just lift your right knee up. This is awesome, right here. Or maybe you'll step your right heel. You have to look at something that's not moving. So your right heel presses into the forward part of your left inner thigh. And you'll come into your rendition of tree. Everyone's is going to be different, right? Breathe calm, it'll help. And release. Oh yeah. All right, shake it out. So remember, every step of the pose is the pose. So you're going to step into your right foot, come onto the tiptoes of your left, and you can stay right there. Your left shin. You can step into the left shin. You can lift your left knee up. This is great right here. Or you can take your left heel high up into the more forward part of your thigh. So the heel presses in. And I don't know why I'm so chippy today because I'm not thinking about what we're doing here. And we just kind of find our way. A wall's great. Maybe you'll find your way. If you're looking at something that's not moving, you come to your breath too. So the right thigh bone and the left heel press into each other. The belly lifts. And those are going to give you that stability that you need. Be tall in your tree. Maybe you can mess with it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And release. That was awesome. All right. Widen your stance. Make your way into your yoga squat. However you choose. However you choose. However you choose. Yeah. Find your yoga squat. Close your eyes and find your breath. Smile, even if sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. That's what we have to do sometimes. But we look for where we're aiming. And of course, as women, we're always going to understand and look for how we got there. It's just the feminine. And make your way to seated. Good. Extend your left leg long. Take your right hand towards your chest and just roll your right ankle, as we did before. Stepping your right foot high up into your left thigh. Take your left outer hip back. Inhale, circle your arms up, keep your thigh bones grounded. And then exhale, fold right into it. Right into it. Good. Nice stretching your lower back. Make sure everything is nice and aligned. Come all the way back to center. I'm going to shake it out. Take your left knee in towards your chest. Roll your left ankle. Know your breath. Good. And then step your left foot high up into your right thigh. Walk the right outer hip back. Making sure your right knee and your right toes aim up to the sky. I'm aiming my heart towards the right. And fold right into it. Good. Oh, so good. Press your thigh bones down, both of them, to come all the way up and shake it out. Circle your arms all the way up. And then one vertebra at a time, you're going to come all the way down to the earth. So the back of the pelvis leads the way down. Oh, yeah. And take your arms to T. Take a big inhale as you bend your knees, slide your bum slightly to the left, lift your knees, and drop your knees to the right. Oh, yeah. Take a nice twist, but stay with that big full breath. Close your eyes, look inside. That's where your world comes from. That's where your truths come from. And remember that truths change. What you think you know for sure, allow yourself to be open to change your mind. And make your way back to center. Slide your bum to the right. Lift your knees. And drop your knees to the left. Oh, yeah. Take a nice twist. Close your eyes and stay with that big Ujjayi breath. Now, then make your way back to center. Lift your bum, shake it out. Take the top of your pelvis back. Take your arms, palms up beside you as you walk your shoulder blades together. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth as you release your legs long and wide of the mat. And imagine your whole body is releasing into the earth, melting to the earth. With your eyes closed, just take a 2-minute rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side with a smile. And make your way to seated. bringing your palms together to your heart center, maybe with the mantra that I'm going to be I and you, I'm going to let you be you, right? The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Oh, yeah. Mwah. Love you guys. Let me turn off the recording. And we can talk.